special moment in Tara and Zachary's lives. Seems the time that they've been together, their love and understanding of one another has grown and matured to such an extent that they've now decided to spend the rest of their lives in marriage, which is really an outward expression of an inner union of heart, mind, and spirit. You guys are forming a community really of two people, and you're doing it by making a closed union that exists only between the two of you. And as I understood it, this union's been brought about by a sharing in which the love of each of you was turned exclusively upon the other. And you've enjoyed the mutual love of a couple that's given you strength beyond what you had as individuals. But really it's not until the marriage ceremony of husband to wife that an even more secure foundation is formed for one of the closest of relationships that we have in society. To now, to date, you've been the cornerstone of that foundation. You'll continue to be, make no mistake about that. But what this ceremony is going to do is going to invite the three great institutions of society, family, government, and religion, to come together and offer them the opportunity to be in agreement that the two of you are now united as one and a single family unit. So, of course, this shouldn't be read into lightly, but rather with consideration and purpose. And I see you brought that with you today. I would like to take those because I want you guys to hold hands. Yeah, that's good. I'm asking you to do that because the covenant you're about to make is really meant to be a beautiful and sacred expression of the love and devotion that you have for one another. So as you say your vows today, not only do it with sincerity in your heart, but more importantly, admiration towards one another, because you're committing your lives now to an ever-expanding relationship of trust, of mutual support, and of caring love. So Zachary, do you take Tara to be your wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward in good times and in bad, to love her and to cherish her the remaining days of your lives, by pledging now to her your faithfulness?
I do.
And Tara, do you take Zachary to be your wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward in good times and in bad, to love him and to cherish him the remaining days of your lives, by pledging now to him your faithfulness?
I do.
Excellent. May I have the rings? See the rings? Wow, you chose those rings. You chose them really as symbols of your love and devotion, but today they become really tools. They're an outward expression of the vows that you're about to make. Looks like they're made out of a metal that's not going to rust, tarnish, corrode, or decay. I would say it's a precious ore that's already withstood the test of time, and so should your relationship last forever. Zachary, would you take Tara's ring? Place it halfway on her left ring finger and hold it there. Look her in the eyes now and repeat after me. This ring I give to you as a token.
This ring I give to you as a token
of my love and my devotion.
of my love and my devotion.
I pledge to you all that I am.
I pledge to you all that I am,
And as your husband,
and as your husband,
all that I will ever be.
all that I will ever be.
And with this ring,
And with this ring,
I gladly marry you
I gladly marry you
and join my life to yours.
and join my life to yours.
Place it all the way out. Tara, you take Zach's ring, place it halfway on his left ring finger. Look him in the eyes. Repeat after me. This ring I give to you as a token
This ring I give to you as a token
of my love and my devotion.
of my love and my devotion.
I pledge to you all that I am,
I pledge to you all that I am,
and as your wife all that I will ever be.
and as your wife, all that I will ever be.
And with this ring,
And with this ring,
I gladly marry you
I gladly marry you
and join my life to yours.
and join my life to yours.
Place it all the way on. Well, your love's pretty bright. Commitment's strong, especially to make it all the way to Las Vegas today. But you know, as you were saying those vows, it seemed to me, and correct me if you need to, but it seemed to me like you guys were meeting up in the silent place in between the words. You just go boom. Well, that type of interconnection of consciousness at this moment makes me think of somebody in the 13th century, something like that. He wrote this letter to his wife, and he said this. He said, "The minute that I heard my first love story ever, I started looking for you. Not knowing really how blind that is, because true lovers do not find one another one day. They're in each other all along." And that's that kind of connection I was looking at. We know that two's greater than one, right? We've heard that over the years, and I believe he had a hard time telling the boys about it back then because he had to tell them why. Otherwise, it would have said, "Hey, Papa, you're right," and we'd never heard the story. But as it is, he has three salient points for a couple. And the first one is that if one of you falls down, the other one's there to pick you up. And if two of you lie down together, one's going to keep the other one warm. And the other thing he says is that one person can be defeated and two can defend themselves. But I think the real kicker was the next line. He says a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And I think there's been a lot of, statistically speaking anyway, 2-stranded relationships that fly apart pretty easily. And maybe people haven't recognized something that could be considered a 3rd strand. So I'm going to ask you, Tara, can you perceive or feel Zachary standing next to you right now?
Yes.
And you can perceive her?
Yes, sir.
And what happens when you perceive one another's presence simultaneously? There's a feeling there?
Absolutely.
Okay, well that feeling, the perception of that feeling could be considered a 3rd strand. It doesn't come about just by standing next to each other. It comes about when you perceive each other's presence simultaneously. It goes with you wherever you are. It can be developed to such a strength that you can be clear across the city or halfway around the world and still perceive it when somebody, your husband or your mate, is thinking of you, because you can tell that. I just ask if ever your relationship gets a little indiscriminate and not brilliantly clear, that you do like that Zen master said, don't just do something, sit there. So just sit there for a moment and perceive each other's presence, because if you do that, really nothing's taking you apart, because at that instant you are together. So will you develop that over your relationship through your years? In that case, by the powers invested in me by the state of Nevada as the minister of the gospel, I pronounce you husband and wife, and you may kiss your bride.
Thank you.
It's that way. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Taylor.